Hello, characters, carol singers and cattle. How are you? I know it's been a while since I've uploaded anything, and it doesn't really matter, but for the 2.5 sentient organisms that are watching this and are aware of my existence, I thought I'd just switch this thing on and prove that I am in fact still alive. Now, it's the last time that I'm going to be able to do so while it's still 2021, although perhaps it may be that by the time this thing goes up it will be 2022, but it'll be the last thing I film while it still is 2021. More or less. Probably we'll have a cookery or drink making thing that I'll upload, but that'll be much later. I quite often open these things by using alliteration. Hello, women, wise men, and Wonka factory workers. I don't know, just something like that. So there's nothing unusual about opening in that respect. But the reason I emphasise cattle is because today's story it's related to it in some way. Yes, believe it or not, there is a story behind that. You ever know, if you're anything like me, when you're looking at certain things, you'll leave the tabs open at the side, and then when you start deleting them because you've got too many, you'll forget that you ever looked at them. And at least I know I'm that way. I found this newspaper article. I have no idea why I was reading it. I'm not a Sun reader, but it doesn't really matter because the story is identical. It's an old story precisely because it's a while ago since I looked at it. And since this channel is one where we look in our own comical way at the news, I'm not a sort of Philip DeFranco type, and I wouldn't care to be, and couldn't if I wanted to be. But since it's the season of people indulging themselves of romance when it comes to mistletoe, when it comes to eating things heavily, maybe not of beef so much, but certainly of unusual foods, I thought I'd bring this to your attention as I've reread this thing in full and brought it back to mind. You can share in my horror, because why not? There is a story behind why this woman has a cow in her house, and it is not because she's trying to make veal chops. You thought my little poem about a woman who fell in love with her tree and did unspeakable things to it was strange. This is another level of strange. Bizarre video, I'm not going to show you the video, shows a Cambodian woman living in marital bliss with a cow which she is convinced is her dead husband reincarnated. Well, I just had to switch on the camera and show you that, didn't I? This was back in November, but, it counts. Kim Hang, 74, who lives in the northeast Kratie province of Cambodia, I don't know if that's how you pronounce Kratie, said she married it because it kissed her, followed her upstairs as well as had the same character as her dead spouse. Did he dribble then? Did his nose used to run? Did he wear a bell around his neck? I mean, I'm trying to understand what that means. How do you, if someone has been reincarnated, what clues give it away? What's different and what isn't? I mean, if I reincarnated into, say, a crocodile, would I have the same interest that I do have in insects, for example? I imagine I'd want to eat the insects whilst they're still sort of plucking away at dead things. I don't know. Let's read on. The marriage ceremony is not shown on the video. Oh, thank goodness. Would I actually want to have the vision of a cow sort of coming down the aisle of sort of maybe a bow or a veil, and then saying, "You may kiss the bride." Ugh. There's another thing I'm thinking about. Usually, she said it was her husband that had changed. A cow is a female creature. Bull is what it is. It's a male cow. So her husband transitioned into a female as well as a different animal. Other news outlets describe it as one of them said, bovine bride. So it is a female. She married a female cow. Her husband has become, I don't know what he's become. I wonder if he was a pantomime horse in another life. Did he used to dribble in real life? Did he eat grass? Did they used to have play acting? Did she used to dress up as a sort of sexy milkmaid, and he dressed up and bent over and said, "Oh, milk me, darling, milk me." I am vile. Hung can be seen leading the cow to her one-storied house. I thought I saw a picture of her taking the cow upstairs, but never mind. She then gives it a proper bath, not that proper, and makes it a comfy bed with pillows, the same as the ones used by her late husband, Tolkut, who died the previous year. Flattering. The grieving widow said her husband's soul came to her when the calf licked her hair. So, did the calf have no soul before that? Was the soul floating through the air and it possessed the calf, or was it born as the calf? I'm curious. Grieving wife, I think that's what it is. She's grieving. She wants it to be real when it isn't. She can dream. Licked her hair, neck. Hang on. The calf licked her hair, neck. Is that what her husband used to do? Lick her hair and neck? Then kissed her. Kissed her. A cow kissed her. All right, well, I've had my first question asked, that you may kiss the bride. Which one? Human or bovine? Which was enough to convince her it was cut reborn. I'd hate to think what she'd be like if she had, if she owned a dog or a cat, because they like to lick things as well and sort of cuddle up. But well, but no, this cow did today. Hung told Reuters, "I believe that the calf is my husband, because whatever he does is in exactly the same way as my husband." Hang on, he does? Another news outlet described the cow as a she. Whatever he does. Maybe the cow is gender non-conforming. Maybe her husband was as well. Maybe her husband was also her wife, you know. Who knows what things. She's 74 though, so you'd think she wouldn't get into this whole... Well, I shan't go down that avenue. I've made too many videos on that subject. Yeah, so whatever the cow does is exactly what her husband used to do. I wonder if he had 4 stomachs, like a cow. Hung's son... Oh, good grief, she's got children. So her son... This cow is now the shared guardian of her son. Oh, good grief. Hung's son said he believed his mum's claim... believed his mum's claim, okay. So does he call the cow mummy or daddy? Is the cow going to help him with his homework? I mean, she's 74, so maybe he's an adult as well, I guess. But it's going to help is the cow going to help the grandchildren with their homework? We'll see. Vigilantly made sure the cow did not wander away from the home, because he could sense his father's spirit within the animal. Why, if it really was his father's spirit, why would the cow wander away from the home? You see the cracks in the theory now. The woman has forbidden her children from selling or maltreating the cow after her death, and instead has to take care of their father. Hung has ordered her kids to take care... Why does it say it twice? Take care of the husband twice. And when it dies, it should have the same funeral as a human, she insisted. Okay, I mean, in that part of the world, maybe that is... I mean, cows are sacred in some religions, so you could do that. This is not the first case of marriage between a cow and a human. I'm sure it isn't. I mean, there was that Greek myth, wasn't there? Between the the Cretan bull and that Greek queen that resulted in the Minotaur, wasn't there? The half bull, half man, different thing. That was a myth. But that wasn't really marriage, was it? That was just an unspeakable act. A teenager from a coastal village of Indonesia reportedly fainted when he was forced to get married to a cow in 2010. I bet he did. Was it an arranged marriage? This mummy and daddy just pushed him into that and said, no, this is the best match we've got between our tribe and the cows. The villagers organised a wedding ceremony between, I can't even pronounce that, the boy, can't pronounce his name, who was 18, and the cow, when the former was found fornicating with the end. Okay, that explains it. Preserved the cow's honour. So he fainted. He was perfectly happy to do unspeakable things to the cow, and then he fainted when he had to marry it. Save the cow from scandal. Oh, and then the story ends. Oh, there's a little video at the bottom here. Let's see. A video. I married my dog after divorce and she makes me happier than my first husband ever did. I have no words. Okay, this is going to be how I end 2021 with animal fetishists. I've got a whole lot of new videos lined up, but hope you've enjoyed. Good luck to us next year. Can't be worse than this one.